Hey everybody! Today I'm going to share with you a junk journal, my very first one. And I made this journal for Sharon. Sharon is a fellow YouTuber, and I found her through a search I was doing for junk journals. I had watched Sharon's video of her junk journal, and at the time her journal was for a swap she was doing over at Mini Album Scraps. And I asked Sharon, if she's still swapping there, because that's where I do most of my swaps, there in Your Paper Pantry. And Sharon said no, she hasn't, swapped in a while. And Sharon said, well, why don't we do a swap, a junk journal swap? And I was like, yeah, sure, sounds, like fun. And so we decided to do our junk journal swap. And we decided on a 6x8 size junk journal, and we both had very, very similar interests in what we liked. And it was very funny, actually. So we decided her theme would be vintage, a lot of different ephemera. Sharon wanted like neutral colors. She wanted just, simple neutral colors, no shabby chic, nothing like that. And I want the same thing. Even though I like shabby chic, I love blues and creams, but for a junk journal I wanted mine also to be like vintage with different ephemera. I am an ephemera junkie. I love to find whatever I can, and for some reason where I live, I don't know, I cannot find a scrap of ephemera. I mean, it's in the antique stores, but it's like, $5 for a postcard. I mean, come on. So, yeah, I can't find it anywhere. I did manage to find some on Etsy at a decent price, and, a little bit in the antique store, not much. But, yeah. So, I'm actually thinking of doing a swap. If any of you ladies have, like, any old vintage ephemera and you want to swap that for arty cakes, I am up for that. You guys, I'm terrible. I went back to Michael's the next day and got like whatever was left in arty cakes. So yeah, but that's going to be a different video. So yeah, I would love to have more ephemera. So let me get back to the journal. I used a lot of different paper collections. I used a romance novel. I use the DCWV Timeless Stack. Love this. This is my favorite. I use paper from Craft Reflections from the Graphic 45. And then I use like different sheets of paper that I had, like Bo Bunny, the etc. collection, paper from Simple Stories, paper from the Printery. Yeah. Okay, so here's my journal, you guys. My junk journal. It's, like I said, it is 8x6. As you can see, it is very thick. And I actually had to remove, this was so big. I had to remove all of this from Sharon's junk journal because it was too big, too thick. So let me get started. The cover is very simple because I did not want to cover up this beautiful image. I know Sharon loves typewriters. Her hubby actually found her an old vintage one, so she's very lucky. So I did not want to cover up that image. So I just added Tim Holtz book plate, the covers, the corners. I stamped that were Create. Sharon wanted this journal for everyday use, so I did not put any embellishments at all. I put this garment pin with a button, and I may add some lace, vintage lace to some of the pages. But as you can tell, it's super thick, so I didn't want to put too much. I made a little tiny charm for her. On this charm, it has like the cameo. It has this old vintage sewing machine charm, a rose. I have this like little old-fashioned telephone, and then this is a vintage button, or a bead, I'm sorry. This is vintage as well. So yeah, just something very small. She can remove it if she wants. She doesn't have to keep it on there. So I'm going to go quickly through this because this is actually my second time doing it. It was 15 minutes first time, so I thought that's too long. So let me start again. Okay, so just a little cutout from the romance novel collection. I did not want to add that second circle here, like to make the closure, because it was covering up this guy's head, so I didn't want to do that. So yeah. So like I said, I'm going to go fast. She can add a photo here, journal, craft tag. This is a rub-on. This is some tea-stained book paper. I stamped this butterfly. Michael's $1.50 spot stamp. This is that paper from the Bo Bunny collection, etc. This is a one of those vintage-looking paper bags. This is, I just stamped some sentiments, some quotes. This is from the stamp sets that I won from Mel's giveaway. So thank you, Mel. A lot of your stamps came in really handy. You will see them throughout my junk journal. I use a lot of them. This is a postcard that I found at my scrapbook store. I added this vintage Canadian stamp to it. I put some search a word puzzle papers. So if she gets bored, she's sitting waiting somewhere, she can, you know, do a word search. And she can kind of pull them out when she's done. Coin envelope. This is a Prima stamp. This is some more paper. I just used that $1.50 stamp from Michael's. This is a inventory tag. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah. I made 2 pockets for this junk journal, so I just added some stuff there. This is from the Snapshot collection, so she can journal there as well. She can tuck stuff in at the top. This is a vintage Italian book paper. This is all in Italian. This is more... all of these here line sheets came from a book that I got at Michael's in like the $1.50 section. So I just took apart the book and took out all these papers. And the same for these guys. You will see a lot of this in these guys. And if you look in that $1.50 section, actually this was $2. These came as a set. Those paper pads. So those are great for junk journals, you guys. Okay. This says reason number, and this is Cat's Life Press. I have 2 more tags. Put some washi tape. More washi tape. This is some vintage ephemera. This is seam binding packaging. This is a vintage tag, seamstress tag. I stamped the dress form there on this paper. This stamp set came from my winnings from Mel. Thank you, Mel. And I stamped the train up there as well. So if she goes on like a road trip. I put this mileage record sheet in here. I got this from Walmart. More tea-stained paper. This is one of those cards from Michael's. I stamped this bird and the word free, and this is Prima ledger paper. I got a 12 by 12 sheet of this. Like it comes, you can just rip them out. It's like receipt stubs or something. This is more vintage ephemera. Vintage sheet music. This is ephemera from 1930s. This is stamp ephemera. I found an envelope of it at the antique store for like $5. This one is from the Craft Collections. It says, I'm creative, you can't expect me to be neat too. More of that ephemera, stamp ephemera, and this is from the 1930s. Michael's paper bag, so she can tuck stuff in there. More stamp ephemera. I stamped the bike there as well. This is a vintage envelope, so she can journal on this. I put a little journaling tag in there. This is a vintage ticket stub. These here envelopes I found at a store in Chinatown in San Francisco, and I just added a whole bunch of these different vintage stamps from all over the world. So there's some there from Italy, USA, Spain, Cyprus, where else? Canada, I think. Yeah. So just a whole bunch of different stamps. So she can tuck stuff in there. Polaroid from Snapshot Collection. Vintage map. I don't even know where this is. I think it's like a subway map from somewhere in Europe. Here I stamped a teacup. This is some more ephemera that I got. It's like the the little thing from a restaurant, like old fashioned. They jot down they take your order on this. So I thought she has, tea or coffee or something with somebody, she can journal. Michael's black paper bag. This one is another Cat's Life press stamp. It says, "In Ordinary Day." Love these stamps. More vintage book paper. Dress form stamp. I stamped all the corners of these papers as well. Tim Holtz a Dodge ticket. Maya Road envelope with some washi tape right here. This is more of that stamp ephemera. And you can see right there it says, wait now, yeah, right here, June 1935. Yeah. More of those quotes and sayings from the Craft Reflections collection. Eiffel Tower stamp. So lots of space for her to jot stuff down. Another Cat's Life press stamp. It says, "Here's the story." Another vintage ticket. This is also another vintage piece of ephemera. It's from the 1950s. More of those papers. This is also from Craft Reflections. It says, "I am not afraid. I was born to do this." Unforgettable. This is from Printery. This is a really nice, different texture. It's almost like, not like paper. I'm not sure. More of that. That's it, you guys. Just a pocket in the back with more cutouts. Yeah, so love making these junk journals. You will probably be seeing me doing a lot more of these. I have a couple different collections that I want to use for one. There's the back. I used my Bind It All and 1 1/4 inch binding rings for this. So yeah, you guys, if you have any questions like about any of the stamps that you saw, paper, I know I went through it kind of quickly. I apologize for that, but I don't want you guys spending too much time on my video, as it is 15 minutes, so I guess I can't escape 15 minutes. Sorry, you guys. Anyways, have a great day, everybody, and thanks for watching. Bye.